Principal Kincaid, thank you. It's good to see you again. Our children went to Cassis back when she was the principal over at Cassis and working together. We've kind of followed your career, and we love you and appreciate what you do. And so many of these faces out here, and some that aren't little faces anymore, like my son, who's now 25 years old, how you really changed their lives for the better, and thank you for that. And in extension of that, thanks every one of you who are in the teaching profession, standing up against the wall down there, and thank you for what you do. It's changing those lives on a daily basis that really matter, and there is, outside of the parent, there's no more important job in Texas than those of you that have chosen the love of your life, teaching. So thank you for that. Well, I'm surrounded up here. I'm an Aggie surrounded by a Longhorn, a Wildcat, and a Baylor Bear. So we got a lot of the old Southwest Conference represented. Cody Carlson, who's the handsome guy down there. These two fellas with the gray hair, and then Cody with no hair. So Cody was All-American, played professional ball. Of course, Doug was over at the University of Texas and played on some great teams. He was there in '74, I think, his senior year, All-Pro with the Detroit Lions for some year, and then an All-American track star from Abilene Christian is Paul Carrozza. So I'm just a little old six-man football player from Pine Creek, Texas. But anyway, it's good to be with these guys. They have given of their time, and this is one of their great passions about working with young people in particular, and giving back to the state of Texas. Is Colton Allen? Oh, there you are, man. I was looking all around for Colton Allen. Y'all, let me tell you, now this is a special dude right here. Holy mackerel, I was afraid you had stood me up. Had something busy to do. But I know you, and there's nothing more important to you than this roundup. This guy, let me tell you, this is my buddy right here. We run together during the roundup. And the reason I wanted him to come today, because he's about y'all's age, and does a lot of things that you do. And he had a little bit of a different growing up. How much you figure you weighed when you were born? 2.2 pounds. 2.2 pounds. You almost put him in the palm of your hand. He had a little tougher growing up time than most of us did. And he's kind of been a fighter all of his life. And we had a contest last year at the Roundup to be the most fit kid. Step out there, Colton. Let me introduce to you the most fit young man in Texas last year, Colton Allen. See, Colton understands something. He knows that exercise can be fun. He also knows how important it is to keeping yourself in shape and being not only physically fit, but also being mentally attuned and mentally fit. And he's been my partner in this roundup as we've gone through the process here, and he's helped me kind of spread the word, and he's been a real partner, if you will. And how many of you like to exercise in the room? Cool, Paul, dude, that's good, huh? Yeah, well, now let me ask you this: how many of your favorite class is PE? Yeah, cool. And the Texas military forces raised their hands back there too. That's awesome. No, I said PE, not PT. Yeah. Thank you all for being here, by the way, and thank you for what you do. I tell you what, Texans and the rest of the country are so proud of when there's a tragedy strikes or there's a big disaster, It's those of you in the camouflage uniforms out taking care of our people, and we really appreciate what you do. So anyway, back to our exercise and PE thing. What we're trying to do with the roundup is to get every one of you engaged in it, and you can. And this program doesn't take a lot of time, does it, Colton? I mean, it's like 30 minutes a day. And in fact, you don't have to do it every day. But if Texans would exercise 30 minutes a day, if they'd feel better, that there would be less sickness in our state. They'd live happier, healthier lives, and that sounds pretty good, doesn't it? You know, that's kind of some of the important things in life. Will y'all excuse me just a minute? I'm going to talk to the adults in the room for just a minute, and I'm going to get back to you. Oh, yes, sir. The adults, not the audits. I may want to talk about the audits here in a minute, but let's talk to the adults. All you grown folks out there, here's the seriousness of what we're doing, and we're having fun with this. This is a lot of fun. Paul has a group that I run with, or try to run with, every Monday morning, and it's a powerful tonic for men and women who spend a lot of their time in high stress positions, like being a mom, like being a teacher, like being the superintendent or a principal. And being able to manage that stress through some activity. And one of the reasons that we want these young people involved in exercise program starting at a very early age is because the obesity epidemic that is impacting our state, 27% of the adults in the state of Texas are in the range of being obese. That's almost 3% higher than the national average. It costs Texas businesses an estimated $3.3 billion a year. They estimate, if we don't get a handle on this, that it's going to be close to $16 billion by 2025. Left unchecked, the unhealthy trends could lead to a Texas who has citizens with a shorter lifespan. Sergeant Carey, the first generation who don't outlive the previous generation could be our children if we don't get this obesity epidemic under control. We've got higher rates of diabetes, heart disease, and I might add unmanageable health care costs. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that for ourselves, and certainly none of us want that for this next generation of Texans. And that's really why we're getting everybody involved. That's why I've issued a challenge to all Texans. City of Palestine is going to be taking on the city of Sugar Land, is going to be taking on the city of Austin. Got a lot of competitions going on out there between cities to take on the mantle of the fittest town in Texas. Y'all are going to be competing against Colton to see if you can be more fit than he is. The thing we all need to remember is this: you don't need to be a world-class athlete like Doug or Paul or Cody. You can just be regular folks like me and Colton and get this done. And I might just put a little warning out there to all the cities that are thinking about, oh, we're going to do this. You better get a deep seat in the saddle if you're going to be Palestine or Sugar Land or Austin, because they've had that title for a few years running. They're not going to be giving it up too easy. But fitness is really pretty, it's simply doing a little bit more today than you did yesterday. It's about getting off the couch. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean you got to turn the TV off. You may want to crank the Wii up with a little tennis or boxing. You may want to get Dance Dance Revolution out there and work up a good sweat, right? Yeah. We don't care. It doesn't have to be about running. It doesn't have to be about lifting weights. It doesn't have to be about playing a game of basketball. It can be. Those are all good. Throw them in the mix. Walk around the beautiful Lady Bird Johnsontown Lake. All of those things will work. But fitness is a key challenge for Texas. And we're going to keep after it as long as it takes. And we're going to tackle it both on the running trail and in the gymnasium, on the sidewalk, and probably lots of ways we hadn't even thought about yet or talked about this morning. So anyway, working together, we can do it. We can make Texans more fit.